Once again, very good morning, all. Yeah, thanks been joining. Okay, so over the Monday morning. So today, as part of today's session, we are going to discuss complete about the SQL Server architecture. So last session we've been discuss about what is the history of the SQL Server. So from where Microsoft has been started its journey of the SQL Server, and little bit about okay what activities we will do, what are the components we will have. A little bit we discuss, and today we are going to discuss the core concept of SQL Server means how SQL Server will work internally, not externally, sir. Internally, complete about the internally. See, for example, you are trying to place a order in Amazon site. Okay, so once you connect to the Amazon, so it will definitely ask you to the log on. So you will provide your email address or passwords or your mobile number or password. Sometime by mistakenly you are passing some invalid email address or you forget your password, it will throw you incorrect email address, invalid mobile number, incorrect password. So you are getting some response as well, right? Will you agree or not? So we are going to discuss that backend, sir, completely backend, and whole this 2 to 3 sessions will be completely core component, completely theoretical component. Okay, don't please be bored. Okay, so once you know all these concept, definitely you will become somewhat stronger in SQL Server. Okay, so because as a database administrator we mustn't should know about what is happening internally, not externally, sir. Externally is just you can install the SQL Server and you can create the database and you can work with the end users, but not like that. What is happening means whenever user is sending a request, whenever you are passing your email address and password and clicking on log on, what's happening inside? What is happening inside, sir? That's what today we are going to discuss. What is happening in SQL Server internally? SQL Server internally. So that is the main thing. Today agenda, and tomorrow also we are going to discuss, and after tomorrow also we are going to discuss core internal concepts. Whole this week we are going to discuss core internal concepts, sir. Okay, so next week mostly you will be uh, like this concept because we'll go for half of the theoretical and half of the practical. So whole this week mostly we'll go for complete end-to-end theoretical concept. Make a sense, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now sir, so when you go to the Microsoft SQL Server, so first thing is architecture. How SQL Server architecture will works, how Oracle architecture will works, how MySQL architecture will works, how PostgreSQL architecture will work. So every database management system there will be architecture. How exactly your SQL Server engine, your SQL Server engine is working whenever you are sending a request. That can be any request, sir. Either you are creating, either you are inserting, either you are updating, either you are deleting, either you are selecting, either you are reading the data, either you are reading the data. So mostly we will perform these four kind of activities. You will first go to your bank and you will open the bank account, that is creating, sir. Next you will try to insert the data, means you will create some amount and you can debit the amount. Okay, you can withdraw the amount, you can do your transactions, sir. Inserts, updates, insert, update. And if you don't want your account, you will go and completely remove your account from the so and so bank. And if you want to see the bank statement, credit card statement, what you will do, you will start reading the data, right? So take the generic example only. Assume your bank data is storing in the SQL Server. Your bank, exactly your ICC bank or HSBC bank or Citibank data is storing in the SQL Server. Now how SQL Server will act? Now how SQL Server will act whenever you are performing such kind of transactions, whenever you are trying to log into the portal, when you are trying to uh, withdraw the amount, when you are trying to update the address, when you are trying to credit the amount, when you are trying to see the bank statement. Okay, how SQL Server will interact internally. Okay, make a sense, sir, everyone. So that is what entire core parts are. Again, no worries. In day one itself, I cannot tell you complete about SQL Server architecture. Okay, in advanced performance tuning, again I will come up with the SQL Server architecture around in the relational engine. One component we are discussing around 1 to 2 hours, and SQL OS we are going to discuss again 1 to 2 hours. I cannot discuss those concepts right away in the first day because it's very complex concepts. Okay, so meanwhile, throughout our 60 days journey, I've again, I'm coming into the SQL architectures. Make sense? So today we are going to brief. Okay, so in time being, whenever we are getting advanced performance tuning, I am going to discuss around again. I am going to spend a couple of concepts around 3 to 4 hours, 4 to 5 hours. We are going to spend to get more details, core internals again, how it is acting. Make sense? The people who are already experienced, why Subbu is not covering SQL OS. So SQL OS is very bit complex concept. Okay, I cannot tell you in the right beginning. Make sense? Yep. Everyone clear? All right, people. Yep.
Yes, sir.
And also we are going to discuss about the storage. Okay, how SQL Server storing the data. How SQL Server storing the data. So this out of this again. So this is the first thing everyone must and should know about. SQL Server will follows client and server architecture. SQL Server will follows client and server architecture. Your client can be tool, your client can be a browser, your client can be desktop. Your client can be tool, your client can be browser, your client can be desktop, sir. So you are connecting from desktop, you are connecting from the tool, you are connecting from the browser over our SQL servers. Okay, that is can be designed with the Java, PHP, .NET, okay, WordPress, any other technologies are that the tool has been designed. Okay, that browser has been designed with the Java or PHP or .NET. That is application. Our applications are now every application they should maintain the databases. Almost all the applications they will maintain the databases. When you go for the databases, so we have different types of databases. I already explained you. So around 300 plus database management system are available throughout the global. SQL Server, Oracle, MySQL, Teradata, PostgreSQL, a lot, a lot, sir. Out of this, we are Microsoft SQL Server Database Administrator. So we are going to focus on SQL Server. Make sense, everyone? Yep. Yes, sir. Okay. Now, sir, I already told you Microsoft SQL Server is a application. Is a application like when you take your laptop. So when once you purchase your laptop, a couple of softwares you will install, right? Like what are the softwares, sir? MS Office commonly will install, antivirus commonly will install, NVIDIA graphic card you will install, graphics card you will install, one audio player you will install, video player you will install, right? Like same SQL Server is also a service. SQL Server is also a application. SQL Server will also a software which will you will install, which you will install traditionally. So how you are installing MS Office, how you are installing VLC players, how installing antivirus, how you are installing graphic cards, like same you will install SQL Server product as well, entire product as well. So when you install SQL Server product, okay, so every product you will have the services. Like for our SQL Server is also contains the services, sir. Our SQL Server will also contain the services. So what are the services that SQL Server will handle whenever you are installing? The core services is this two, sir. Okay, SQL Server Service, SQL Server Agent Service. These are the two core component service, okay, which is completely working with the database engine. So let me, sir, once again. Oh, SQL Server management today is not. Yeah, is there, sir? See, sir, whenever you open SQL Server Management Studio, which is provided by Microsoft to connect to the SQL, okay. So when you go to the server type, we have database engine, analysis service, reporting service, integration service, Azure ASSIS integration, runtime service. So we have couple of services are available. So out of this, so mostly we are going to focus on the database engine. Mostly, sir, almost 90% we are focusing on the database engine, because that is our core component of entire SQL Server. So this entire database engine, when you are installing database engine, you will get two common service, that is nothing but SQL Server Service, SQL Agent Service. Sensor, when you are installing database engine, okay, by default you will get two service. One is SQL Server Service, one is SQL Agent Service. Make a note, sir. We are going to discuss a little bit about all this service in today itself, or maybe tomorrow we are going to discuss. Make a note. And so remaining services like reporting services, analysis services, integration services are nothing but MSBI technology. Okay, Microsoft Business Intelligent, MSBA, sir. Okay, so when you even whenever you are searching in the market also, you will get a MSBA course, complete MSBA course, sir. Okay, so Microsoft Business Intelligent course, sir. Okay, when you starting career as MSBA, you will get analysis service, reporting service, and integration service. And integration service, even this is also integration service only. These three services, sir, this is also almost similar, but it is in Azure, that's it. Okay, so these three services will call it as a BA services, or business intelligence services. So that's what I am going to explain in the Azure. This is our next this is our next career. Okay, so how you can gain more knowledge in SQL Server or Azure, okay, after we are good at SQL Server, DBA. Okay, so when you install analysis services, you will get analysis service, sir. When you install reporting service, you will get the reporting service. When you install integration service, you will get the integration service. And along with the commonly some services will be available, sir. SQL Server VSS Writer, SQL Server Browser, okay, SQL Server full text catalog. This about these services we'll discuss in the maybe today's session by the end, or if time being we are going to cover in the tomorrow session. Make a sense? Make a sense, sir? When you install SQL Server, you will get a services. Sorry, one second. Strange. Clear, everyone? So get one idea, sir. Okay, SQL Server is not a single product. SQL Server contains lot of products like analysis product, integration product, reporting, along with database engine. So database engine is the complete core concept, sir. Okay, as when you go for BA also, they mustn't should work with the database engine. When you go for Azure also, you must also work with the database engine. Database engine is the core component for entire SQL Server. Make a sense? Yep. Any questions? Madhu, Mani, Sugani, Sagar, Vijay, Bhaskar, Divya.
No, Subbu.
No, sir.
Okay, you're good. Okay, now sir. Sir, today and tomorrow we are going to focus only on this, sir. Okay, core internal part, database engine. Okay, database engines are completely, we have a separate sessions for analysis, reporting, integration service as well. No need to worry, sir. We have the separate session for these services as well. You may ask one question, sir Subbu, why we need these services? We are not MSBA, right? We are SQL Server database administrator. Yes sir, I can agree with you, but even though you are a SQL Server database administrator, so who will install these three services? We must and should install these three services, sir. Who must and should grant the permission? We. Upgrades? We. Sir, we are not developing anything, sir. We are not developing packages. We are not developing reports. We are not developing cubes. Cubes, sir. Okay, SS analysis is nothing but cubes. They are going to develop the cubes. We are not developing anything, but we are going to deploy, we are going to install, we are going to migrate, we are going to upgrade. Okay, so these activities are belongs to DBSR. So we must and should know about what exactly these three services are doing, means what exactly MSBA team is doing, sir. Okay, that is one thing, make a note. Assume MSBA team will come to the DBA team, definitely assume they are pulling the report and it is taking longer time, definitely they will reach to the DBA team. So if SSIS packets are getting failed, they will reach to DBA team couple of times. Okay, if cubes are running very slow, they will reach to DBA team again. Okay, in this scenario also, DBA must and should be work, and they should get one basic idea about all these services, what exactly they are performing. Make a sense? Okay, so we are, no worries sir, we have at the ending we are have three sessions. uh, Analysis services, reporting services, integration service, we are going to discuss in that three sessions. Okay, now today and whole this course, we are going to discuss more on the DB engine, database engine. So when you go to the database engine, when you go to the database engine, okay, sir, SQL Server is a Microsoft RDBMS that works on the client server architecture. So Microsoft SQL Server is a RDBMS technology which is working with the client and server architecture. What do you mean by that? RDBMS means Relational Database Management System. RDBMS stands for Relational Database Management System, which is working with client and server architecture. Your client can be SSMS, SQL Server Management Studio, or browser, or some other client tool. Okay, means applications. So your server will be SQL Server. Your server will be SQL Server, sir. Sir, here end user will send a request and SQL Server will accept, process and share the result with the user. Means whenever you are sending a request, means whenever you pass the username, password and just click on the submit button, so you are sending a request. You are sending a request, sir, to the database engine. Okay, please allow me to connect to the Amazon. Please allow me to connect to the Flipkart. Please allow me to pull my bank statement. So you have selected from 2019 to 2019 to 2022. You need a bank statement. So you selected the dates and you click on submit button. It will take some time to generate the bank statement, right? So you are sending a request. You are sending a request, sir. If your data is storing in SQL Server, your SQL Server should accept the data, process the data, and share the result to the with the user. That is what exactly your SQL is performing, sir. Make a sense? Sir, it seems very simple process. It seems very simple process. Now no one is thinking, sir. Everyone is downloading the Android application. They are providing the username and password. They are trying to log on. They are trying to log on, sir. Definitely they are trying to log on. But since when you start from the back end, it is very complex, sir. Okay, seems that's what I mentioned here. This seems a very simple process from the front end. However, there are multiple processes running in the back end to fulfill this request. To fulfill this request, multiple processes running in the back end, sir. That is nothing but Microsoft SQL Server Architecture is very complex internal mechanism with the three major components. With the three major components, sir. What are the three major components? Okay, one is the protocol. One is the protocol, sir. One is DB engine. When you go for again database engine, we have two components here: relational engine, storage engine, which we are going to discuss, sir, and SQL OS and SQL OS. So there are three major components, sir. What are major components? Protocols, database engine, and SQL OS. These are the three major components which are available when you go and start digging on the SQL Server architecture. SQL Server architecture. Make a sense, sir? Yep. And sir, when you install SQL, when you install SQL Server, sir, you will get one service called SQL Serve.exe. SQL Serve.exe. You will get one service, sir. Okay, you will get one service when you open Task Manager. Okay, when you open the Task Manager, so when you open the Task Manager, when you go to the details, you will see a service. SQL service.exe. This is my PPT. This is my Google Chrome. This is my SQL Server Management Studio. This is my Task Manager. This is my antivirus. So this is the registry. So every application, whatever you been installing on the Windows operating system or Linux operating system, it will have the service. You will maintain the service, sir. That service is like this. It will looks like SQL server serve.exe. And also you can go to the services.msc. You can go to the services.msc. You will see all Windows related services. You will see all Windows related services. Apart from that, you will see SQL services as well. You will see SQL services related services as well. Make a sense, sir, everyone? Online people?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, sir. Sir, first focus is okay. First, let me focus on protocols. Let me focus on database engine, sir. When you go to the database engine, okay, again we have two more components. One is a relational engine component, one more is storage engine component, sir. In database engine, internally, sir, not externally, internally there are two components. One is a relational engine, one is storage engine. So that we are going to discuss more today, sir. Now, sir, when a user send a request either from application or either from tool or either it from buffer browser, okay, whenever end user will send a request, first it is going to the operating system where your SQL is installed. It is going to the operating system. First, it is going to the operating system where your SQL server is installed. SQL server is installed through network. Through network. Okay, and through network, okay, it is connecting to the SQL server. This component we are going to discuss in the next slide, sir. Just hold on. Okay, so through network, through TDS packets, tabular data structure, sir. Through TDS packets, it is connecting to the SQL server. Once it connect to the SQL server, to which, sir, it will connect to the database engine. It will connect to the database engine. Under database engine, there are lot many components are available. These three components belong to the relational engine. These three components belongs to the relational engine, sir. Command parser, query optimizer, query executor. These three components belong to the relational engine. And whatever you are seeing in the bottom, this complete is belong to the storage engine. This complete belong to the storage engine, like buffer manager, buffer pool, data cache, plan cache, transaction manager, okay, lock manager, access method. This all belongs to the storage engine. So in again, when you go to the database engine, we have two components. One is relational engine, one is storage engine. Make a sense? Okay, try to make a note, sir, everyone. Okay, so now, sir, whenever you are performing select statement, sir, again nothing but select is nothing but read. Select, blindly make notes, sir, everyone who are starting career, who already been working, right? Just make a clear note. When you are performing select statement means you are reading the data, you are seeing the data. For example, you are tracking your order, you are generating your credit card bill, you are generating your bank statement. So all this is nothing but select statement. All this is nothing but select statement. When you are inserting the data means you are placing a order. You are placing order, sir. You are placing a order. Either it can be smartphone, either it can be groceries, either it can be anything, sir. That is insert. Okay, so when you are performing inserts or selects or update or delete, how exactly SQL server is working means, okay, through SNI, nothing but SQL Server Network Interface, sir. SNI stands for SQL Server Network Interface. So it will establish the communication. It will establish the communication between your server and your application. So through network interface, it will make a connection. It will make a connection between your SQL Server and your application, sir, via shared memory, named pipes, TCP IP. So we have three protocols are available, sir. Before SQL Server 2008, there are four protocols are available. There are four protocols are available, sir. But one protocol is already duplicated, means no more we are using. So currently SQL is using only three protocols: shared memory, named pipes, and TCP IP protocol. Make a sense, sir? No worries. Once we install the SQL Server, I will show you practically how this protocol will works. Okay, so whenever you got opportunity to install the SQL Server, again I will discuss all this concept on that day, how to install, what are the services are installing. If you stop the service, what will happen? Everything we'll discuss. No worries. Okay. Just so first, through protocols, it is trying to make the authentication to the to the SQL to the SQL, sir. That is nothing but shared memory, named pipes, and TCP IP protocol. TCP IP protocols via TDS, tabular data stream packet. What is the tabular data stream packet means? So this concept came from the Sybase. Wait, sir. Next slide, I am going to explain what is the TDS, okay? And also I am going to explain about shared memory, named pipes, TCP IP. This is what, sir. When you open SQL Server Configuration Manager, okay, when you go to the Microsoft SQL Server Protocol, you will see shared memory, named pipes, TCP IP. There is one more protocol, sir, BIA, but it is already duplicated. No more you are using. No more you are using. So first, you are going to make the authentication via this protocol, any protocol, sir. Shared memory, named pipes, TCP IP. Then you may ask one more question. So what is that shared memory? What is the named pipes? Just hold on, sir. Next slide I am going to explain. And now there is a concept called SQL OS. There is a concept called SQL operating system. Sir, your database engine is not having any authorized to discuss with the Windows or Linux, sir. Sir, your database engine never discuss with your Windows servers. We never interact with your Windows servers, sir. Then who will interact with our Windows servers? Means SQL OS is the topmost layer of entire your database engine. Okay, SQL OS is nothing but SQL operating system assigning a service process ID SPID to incoming traffic. Means, for example, I am trying to connect to the my database engine, sir. When I open new query, so you are getting this process ID. This technically we'll call it as a SPID. So this SPID you are getting from the SQL OS, not from the database engine, sir. Okay, this process ID you are getting from the SPID you are getting from the SQL OS. You are getting from the SQL OS, sir. Make sense, everyone? Online people?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Clear, sir? Again, I'm telling, no need to worry. We are going to discuss one by one deeper in the coming sessions. Yep. Any questions, sir? Any questions? No questions? Okay, sir. SQL Server Network Interface is an network protocol layer to connect to the DB engine. Okay, database engine. SQL Server supports three protocols for the network connectivity. One is shared memory, named pipes, TCP IP protocol. Sir, I told you, right, there is a concept called TDS, tabular data structure. Okay, what do you mean by tabular data stream or data structure means? Okay, so it is an application layer protocol used to transfer the data between database server and the client. Sir, whenever it is sending data to the user, your SQL is sending data to the user, your user is sending data to the SQL server, the data will be transferred through TDS format, tabular data packets. Okay, packets in the form of packets, or it will transfer the data. It will transfer the data to the SQL server. Okay, it was initially designed and developed by the Sybase industry. So this TDS concept came from the Sybase 25 years ago. Okay, same concept still Microsoft using for SQL Server. There is no change, sir. Still, now we are under 2022, right? Even in 2022 also, we are using TDS format only, which is designed 25 years ago by the Sybase organization. Make sense? So what is the TDS, sir? Tabular data stream or tabular data structure or tabular TDB, whatever you can solve. It is transferring the data. Whatever you are sending, it is transferring the data via packets. Via packets, network packets. So what, how many, sir? Shared memory, named pipes, TCP IP. Yep. Okay. VIA, sir, it's already duplicated. We have four, sir. Earlier we have four. One is already duplicated. So, okay, sir, I can agree with you. So it is transferring the data through network packets. Okay, agree, sir. So what is shared memory? What is named pipes? What is TCP IP? Then definitely you will get a small doubt. Sir, shared memory is nothing but whenever your SQL and client or in the same mission sir, then it will use shared memory by default. Sir, whenever your SQL and whenever your client is on the same mission, then by default it will use shared memory. By default it will use shared memory, means you don't need any internet connectivity. No need any internet connectivity, sir. You can directly connect to the SQL server. No internet required, sir. Again, one more point. All our SQL servers never maintain the network. Don't feel that network is our internet. No, sir. Network means not internet. Okay. Don't think that okay network is the internet. Basically, our SQL servers, wherever you install the SQL servers, right? All the SQL servers, we never maintain the networks in internet, sir, because these are sensitive data, right? This is very sensitive data, sir. If you just open Google and you are seeing YouTube or WhatsApp or something, or that email, definitely someone can hack our DB servers, because it is a very sensitive data we are maintaining, right? So no SQL servers will maintain the network, sir. Okay, shared memory means, okay, sir, for example, take my laptop. Take my laptop, sir. SQL is installed in my laptop. SSMS is also installed in my laptop. SQL is installed in my laptop. SSMS is also installed in my laptop. When I'm trying to connect to the SQL server in my laptop, it, it will use the shared memory. It will use the shared memory. Means when you will use the shared memory means whenever server and client both are on the same mission, by default Microsoft will use shared memory. Make a sense?
Yeah. So
Server
what
is
that
nothing
means
but
whenever we,
yeah. Sorry. Yes.
yeah, sorry for interrupting. So
No
what that
problem. No
means
problem.
whenever we take RDP and then on that particular Windows server we use SMS, so that is all being transferred through, all being network channel is all being this shared memory, right?
Sir, it's a case to case again. Mostly we'll use two protocols, sir. Mostly we'll
Mm-hmm.
use two protocols. Mostly widely used protocol is TCP IP protocol, sir. Okay,
Okay.
mostly wide used is TCP IP protocol. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
what do you mean by the TCP IP? Just hold on, sir. Okay, what,
Okay. Yeah.
what I mean to say is when you are connecting to the same server, when you are connecting to the same server, and you are having on that server you are having SQL server, on that server you are opening SQL Server Management Studio, and you are trying to connect to the SQL server, then by default SQL Server will use the shared memory.
Yeah.
By
Uh,
default SQL
that
Server will
that
use the
that
shared
was my
memory.
question exactly. You answered it.
Correct, sir. Yes. Okay. Make a
Okay. Yeah.
note, sir.
Yeah.
Next.
Thank you.
Yeah, sir.
So,
What is yes?
uh, Where we can find the tabular data streams, means the internal component, or we can see
Sir,
like protocol.
all are internal, sir. Again, whatever
Okay.
I'm discussing whole this week, definitely you will get. Again, I told you right. Definitely you will get bored. Definitely, sir. Yeah, what is this equal? But still, these are very important. This is core components, sir. If you wanted to become stronger in SQL Server, you mustn't should know about all these concepts. Blindly make a note, sir. Okay, first 1 week, definitely a lot of people, every batch they are telling, sir, too much. But that is very component. When you are attending Microsoft interviews, they will ask you this type of questions only. They won't ask you generic questions. That I can promise you, people. Yep. Yeah. Next, again, all are core components, core, very, very core internally. Again, I can give you one more example, then you see, oh my God, why Microsoft doing like this? Okay, I even we also feel like the same. Who are already experienced also feeling the same, sir. I can prove it for you. Okay, sir, when you go to the TCP IP protocol, sir, named pipe, sir, every laptop, every desktop, there will be LAN cable port will be available. You notice it, sir? Go and see your laptop. There will be one LAN cable port is available. Yes or no? Yes, no,
Yeah, yeah. Yes, yes.
yes. Okay, sir.
Yes.
At least give yes response, sir. Okay, that will be whether you are understanding or not understanding. I can get to know. That is only one small request. Okay, sir. When you are connecting, when you are connecting from client to server via LAN cable, then they will enable the named pipes. Then they will enable the named pipes. No, mostly only one time or twice I worked with the named pipes. Okay, because uh, again it is a SQL hardened. Microsoft never encouraged to open the named pipes. Okay, Microsoft never encouraged to open the named pipes. So as a best practices, every time we will disable the named pipes. So in case if your application team will request only, will enable the named pipes, sir. Otherwise always named pipes will be in the disable mode. In the disable mode, make a note, sir. Okay, named pipes means whenever your server and client is interacting via LAN cable, then definitely you need to enable the named pipes. Make a note, sir. Everyone, clear? Not clear?
It's clear.
Yeah, it's clear.
Clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next, sir, widely used protocol is TCP IP. Sir, you are working from home. I am working from home. Everyone globally working from home, sir. TCP IP protocol through network, not it, sir. Backend it is using internet only, but server it is not network, sir. Again, so to authenticate to the backend, it is using network, okay, internet, okay, not with SQL Server, sir. Again, because whenever we are discussing Azure network, you will get to know how the networks is building by network team, sir. We have separate network team, right? So no worries. I am going to teach you uh, uh, a lot about the network in Azure IaaS. Then you will become something stronger in even in network as well, sir. So TCP IP protocol is the widely used protocol throughout the global. If you have the server connectivity, if you have the server connectivity, if you have the SQL connectivity, you can connect anywhere, sir. You can connect anywhere. That is how TCP IP protocol will works. And the default port number of TCP IP is 1433. 1433. Sir, it is not a SQL port number. Basically, it is a TCP IP port number, sir. But everyone is telling what is the SQL Server port number. SQL Server port number is a 1433, but actual is TCP IP port number is 1433, sir. What is the port number of TCP IP? 1433. That is the SQL port number as well. Very, very, very important interview question. What is the default port number of SQL Server? 1433. So TCP IP protocol is the widely used protocol throughout the global, throughout the with the backend. It is working with the network. In the backend, it is working with the network, sir. Make a sense?
Okay, Subbu, just one query. I mean, that's a little
Yes.
confusion from mine. I understand that default port is 1433. Whenever we keep on installing the named instance, it will go down by 1432. In my environment, we are using something different. So, can you just functionally can you make me explain that uh, at network layer that port is being feeded automatically? That's why we are using different one. Is can you just help me
Yeah,
uh,
definitely, sir. That's what I'm doing.
yeah,
That's what.
okay,
Okay.
okay.
Sir, I'm having two servers. One is HOE SQL 193. One is DAL SQL 45. These are two different servers, sir. You installed, okay, a SQL server here. You install SQL server here, sir. Okay. Sir, basically, when you install SQL server first time, when you install SQL server first time, by default, in bill, it will it will get 1433 port number, sir. Nikhil, get a note. When you are
Yeah.
installing, either you are installing prod, sorry. When you are installing named instance, when you are
Hmm.
installing default instance, any instance, sir,
Hmm.
that I am
Yeah.
going to
First
explain
instance will
in
go
the
for
coming
one four
session.
three three.
Yeah. First time when you are installing SQL Server, by default, SQL Server will choose 1433 port number. Next
Mm-hmm.
time when you are installing SQL Server, okay, next time when you are installing SQL Server, it will assign dynamic port numbers, not static port number, dynamic port numbers. Okay, no worries, sir. Just hold for until the installation, maybe day after tomorrow. We are going for installation.
Okay.
I
Okay.
will show
Okay.
you
Right.
clearly. No worries. Make a
Okay.
sense?
Right. Mm-hmm.
No, sir. Sir, I'm having, sir, I told you, right? We maintain around 4,000 servers in my environment. Okay, previous to previous project. Okay, very huge infrastructure, sir. 4,000 is not easy, sir. Okay, it's very huge environment actually. Only SQL Server, sir. Only SQL Server we used to maintain around 4,000 to 5,000 servers. Okay, sir. Out of that, this is one server. This is one more server, sir. This is one server. And this is one more server. What I mean to say is, so for example, I wanted to connect this SQL server in this server, then it is using TCP IP protocol, sir. Nikhil. So whenever I want to connect this
Mm-hmm.
SQL instance in different server, backend it will use TCP IP protocol, not shared memory protocol, sir. That is what mean to say
Mm-hmm.
through network it is working. Means
Mm-hmm.
if I want to connect this SQL in different server, it will use by TCP IP protocol.
TCP. Right.
Make a note, everyone, sir.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Bhaskar, Vijay, first time who are listening. Subbu, hope
Yes,
you
sir.
understand. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. And one more thing, sir. Sir, mostly this is the default port number for SQL Server. Mostly we never encourage the default port number, sir, because someone can easily hack, right? If they know the instance name, if they know the port number, they can easily hack our SQL servers. Will you agree or not agree, sir? Will you agree or not agree?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So that's the reason, maybe Nikhil, that is the best practice your organization is following. They are not using default port number. We
Yeah.
never encourage default port number, sir. But still, in my 4,000 project, 4,000 servers, we are using default port numbers only. Our bad.
My environment also same.
Yeah. That is the very best practice. But that's what, sir, we are following or not following. That is up to us. I hope everyone understands, sir. Very, very important entry question. What is the default port number?
Yeah.
1433.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Now, sir. Now, sir, let me give you, sir, one idea. Okay, let me open here. Okay, SQL Server Architecture. When you open SQL Server Architecture, when you go to the images, you will see couple of images. Let me take this image, sir. Let me take this image. Okay, so this is entire your SQL Server Architecture. Okay, SQL Server Architecture. But when you go to Oracle Architecture, when you go for Oracle Architecture, sir, when you open the images, this is what your Oracle Architecture image, sir. It's not zooming. Let me go for this one, sir. Let it be zoom. Let me go for this one. Let me open this image, sir. Yeah, see, every core component Oracle has been mentioned in the SQL Server Architecture, sir. But as we are a Microsoft lovers, we are working from long time. Microsoft, when you compare with the documentation, sir, I cannot tell you that word. Microsoft is not following that much documentation when you compare with Oracle. It is a leading database administrator from past 3 years. From past couple of years, Microsoft is the one of the leading competitor with Oracle. Okay, but when you go to the documentation, I love Oracle architecture documentation, sir. Very, very minor thing also he mentioned clearly. But when you go for SQL architecture, how it look like this only. Make a sense, sir? Okay, so why I'm telling this one means sometime who already having experienced people, they may ask me a question, is there any documentation proof? Sir, unfortunately, some are not visible or not available, sir. That you should agree with me as well. That's the main reason I'm showing this one, sir. Make a sense?
No wonder Oracle is a market leader. That's why they have like
Yes. Because
he
Oracle is the
thinks right.
one leading competitor 2 to 3 years back for long periods, sir. From long period. Okay, because why Microsoft came into that level means license, license cost, sir. When you compare with Oracle, Microsoft license cost is bit cheaper. One more is when you compare with Oracle, Microsoft providing lot of security. No one knows, sir, this concept actually. Then everyone will tell, sir, Oracle is on top of Linux, right? It is more secured. Yes, sir, operating system level it's secured. But see Oracle level security. When you compare with Oracle level security, Microsoft is having too much of security, sir. There is a concept called TDE, there is a concept called data masking, there is a concept called always encryption, there is concept called row level security, there is a concept called column level security. Lot of securities. Again, there is a concept called TDS, TLS, SSL protocols, NTLMs, Kerberos authentications. Lot, lots are again. Okay, so that level Microsoft we can agree, sir. Damn sure we can agree, and the license cost is bit lower. That is major, sir. Okay, that is one of the major. Make sense? Because Oracle team need to purchase the Windows license, Linux license, along with they need to purchase the Oracle license. So when you go for Microsoft SQL Server core base, no need to purchase the Windows license, right? So when you are purchasing SQL with core base, you will get with Windows level only, right? That is one more thing, sir. So that is what day one I wanted to tell. Okay, little bit you will see not that much documentation will maintain by Microsoft. So sometimes we should rely on the third party blocks. Sometimes we should rely on the third party blocks, sir. Yep. Any questions?
No, sir.
No,
Okay,
sir.
good, sir. Now, sir, when we go to the database engine, sir, okay, when we go to the, sir, today we are going to discuss this layer, okay, this layer, sir. Just now we completed this layer, first layer. Today we are going to discuss about this layer, and when we are discussing advanced performance tuning, we are going to discuss about this layer, because it's very difficult to understand, so it contains a lot of parameters actually. You should become something knowledgeable in SQL Server to understand SQL OS architecture. Okay, no worries, no need to prepare, sir. I already prepared a document for you. Okay, so I will share that document for you as well, everyone. Okay, so let me show you, sir, the document as well. No need to prepare, all the scripts already pre-designed. I will share this entire documents along with the scripts, everything with you at the end of the course. Okay, so SQL OS, so I already make a lot of things, sir. And when we go for demo point of view also, I made lots, sir, where we are going to yet to discuss. Okay, so about lot about SQL OS. So you mustn't should know about the thread processing, schedulers, how SQL Server OS engine is working internally. So what are the enhancement done from when you compare with SQL Server 2008 or to 2012, and what is the worker threads, all these things. It's very challenging to you on the day one itself. Okay, that's what I just made this one in the complete in the advanced level. We are going to discuss with the practical demos. Make a sense, everyone? The people who are already been working, right, definitely you will have why Subbu is not explaining this one. So no worries, sir, we are already having separate document. We are going to discuss about lot. Okay, so in the advanced level, and I will share this document to you, no need to prepare, sir. Yeah, hope you understand, everyone.
Yeah, yeah, Subbu.
Yeah,
Yes,
sir,
sir.
now
Yes.
yeah, now we are going to focus on the database engine, sir. Again, it is a basic level, sir. Again, I told you already, we are starting with L1. Okay, base level. So when you go to the database engine, so database engine is the core of the SQL Server entire architecture. Okay, that provides a layer between your client connectivity using the available protocols and the SQL OS. It is making the connectivity between the protocol between SQL OS, sir. So protocol is the topmost layer. Okay, and SQL engine and SQL OS is also one of the core layers, sir, which is talking to operating system, because your database engine don't have any authorized to interact with the operating system. Only SQL OS will talk to operating system, sir. Okay, sir, when I go to the SQL Server database engine, sir, uh, uh, connectivity management, okay, query management, transaction management, security management, process management, okay, extended event management, everything will be maintained, processed by the database engine. So whatever we've been discussing over 60 days, okay, all will be processed by our database engine. Queries, transaction, security, connectivity, extended events. Okay, everything will be whatever you've been performing at database engine will be processed by database engine, sir. Will be processed by database engine. Then okay, then when you go for deeper, again deeper, next level. So in database engine, again divided into two engines, sir. One is relational engine, one is storage engine. When I go for relational engine, when I go for relational engine, sir, so a relational engine is processing the request, just processing, sir. It is not executing, sorry, it is not having any data. Relational engine does not maintain any data. Make a clear note, sir. It will process a request. What do you mean by that, Subbu? Means, sir, whenever you are Sir, for example, you open ICICI Bank and you open the statement window and you open the start date, end date, and you click on submit button. When you click on submit button, so it will first it is a T-SQL format, sir. When you go for SQL level, it is a SQL format. It will go to the it will go to the database engine. From the database engine, it will go to the relational engine. On the relational engine, the first it will go to the command parser. Means first it will check the syntax. First it will check the syntax. Sir, even whenever you are applying the you are applying the bank exam, or whenever you are applying any government exam also, you will open the online portal and you will start entering some data, your name, first name, last name, date of birth, mobile number, email address. Somewhere you are missing some keyword. Okay, it will pop up right when you click on submit invalid keyword. Will you agree or not, sir? Yes or no? Come on, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes. Sir, that is one, sir. Your command parser will check the syntax. Command parser will check the syntax, sir. Your command parser will check the syntax checks. Once your syntax is perfect, means whatever the values, whatever the statement you written, that is valid statement, then it will go to the next phase. That next phase is nothing but preparing the query tree. It will prepare the tree, sir. This language you can understand, but this language machine cannot understand, sir. So converting your high level language into the low level language. So your command parser, what exactly it will do, sir? Your command parser first check the syntax checks, and it will convert this high level language to low level language. That low level language is nothing but query tree. That low level language is nothing but query tree, sir. It will prepare the a tree structure. What do you mean by tree structure means, sir? Again, I'm telling that in day one it's very difficult, but you should hold for a while, sir, to to understand more. Who are listening first time, sir? Query tree is nothing but okay. So, for example, I want to retrieve the data. Select star from employee table and department table as well. So I wanted to retrieve employee data. I wanted to retrieve department data as well. So first it will prepare for employee table one tree format. What is the object name? How many columns he is trying to retrieve? Sir, that's what hold for a whole this week, sir, to make more stronger. Okay, you will get lot of doubts. Just hold for whole this week, sir. Uh, Query tree is nothing but it will try to make one tree format, whether this object is available in the database or not. If available, what are the columns you are trying to retrieve? Whether these columns are available in this table or not. If available, it will start preparing employee table and column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4. Like this, it will prepare one tree structure. Like this, it will prepare one tree structure. For every object, it will prepare one tree, whatever you are retrieving, along with the columns. Make a sense, sir? Make a sense?
Yes, sir.
Olympia. So just as of now, who are listening first time, make one idea, sir. Once it will enter into the relational engine, first it will go to the command parser. Under command parser, it will prepare the it will first check the syntax error. Once the syntax is perfectly fine, it will bind the query and prepare the query tree, which is understandable by the machine. Make a sense, sir? Make a sense?
Yes,
Clear?
sir.
Not clear?
Yes.
Clear, Subbu.
Yeah. Sir, once it prepares the query tree, once it prepares the query tree will go to the optimizer. The next component is optimizer, sir. Sir, the next component is optimizer. Command parser, optimizer, sir. Okay. The next component is optimizer. Again, I told you, right? I cannot explain you optimizer in just 2 to 3 minutes or 5 minutes, sir. To explain entire optimizer used to take around 2 to 2.5 hours, sir. Okay, so only for optimizer we are going to spend around 2 to 2.5 hours. I already make a separate demo, sir, only for optimizer to become more stronger, because entire our database engine optimizer is a heart for our SQL. Entire our SQL server architecture itself, optimizer is a heart, sir, because optimizer is preparing execution plan. Optimizer is preparing execution plan, sir. It will prepare a plan for the request. What do you mean by plan, sir? Take your generic example, sir. Either you decide that with your friends or with your family members, you decide to go for some trip, sir. You will plan, right? Whether I need to go for roadway, trainways, I need to go for by bike, or I need to go for flight. So based on cost, based on time, you will prepare one or two plans. Will you agree or not agree? Will you agree or not agree, sir? Online people,
Yes, sir.
are you there? So based on your budget, based on your time, sir, budget is very important. Time is also very important. Very, these two are very important, sir. Okay, budget and time. Based on these two, you will prepare 2 or 3 plans, and you will choose a best plan. Will you agree or not agree? If you agree, optimizer, you understand, sir. Optimizer will also do the same thing. Optimizer will also prepare multiple plans based on the data, based on the data, based on the cost. Sir, from our point of view, cost is money. From our point of view, cost is money, sir. From SQL point of view, cost is nothing but CPU, memory, IO. CPU, memory, IO, sir. From SQL point of view, this is the cost. From our point of view, money is the cost. But time is both is for same, sir. For human beings, for SQL, time is same only. Okay, so optimizer, what is nothing but optimizer is a cost base. It will prepare the execution plan. It will prepare the execution plan, sir. What do you mean by that, Subbu? Means, okay, let me give you, sir, one example. I'm not going for deeper. Okay, start from start from sales order details. Okay, let me select, sir. Let me get the plan. I am running the query, sir. So these are the columns, these are the rows. Okay, when you go to the execution plan, it prepared some plan for you. See, it prepared some plan for you. This is the plan which is generating by the optimizer, sir. This is the plan which is generating by the optimizer based on the based on the query tree. Based on the query, first it is entering the query tree, and it will prepare the plan for you based on the selectivity. See, our plan will change, sir, sometimes. See, I am using where line total, line total equal to some value, sir. I am generically running, sir. See, now this is the execution plan, right? Let me run this one. Oh, sorry, let me run this one and go to the execution plan. Now your plan little bit change, and you got something here. You got something here. Okay, and if I'm using something, order by order by line total. Now go and execute this one. Okay, you will see. Let me go for 2019. Let me enter. See, again you are seeing something different plan. So based on your database, based on your selectivity, based on your transaction, optimizer is every time is choosing different plans, sir. I hope you understand. This is what the plan, sir. This is what we are going to discuss a lot in the advanced level, sir. We are going to spend around 3 to 4 hours to discuss only these plans. Make sense, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So optimizer will prepare the execution plan and it will choose the best plan based on the cost, based on the selectivity, based on the time. Sir, cost is very important, time is very important, data is also very important, right? How much data you are trying to retrieve. Sir, here I retrieved around sir, here I retrieved around 1,21,317 records. Sir, here I am retrieving 1,21,317 records. I am trying to retrieve. I am trying to retrieve, sir. 1 lakh records are available in this table. But when you go to the real world, you will see billions of records. Now I got a request to move from data from SAP HANA to SQL. Each table, I wanted to move 3 tables only, sir. 3 tables, okay? Every table contains 30 billion records, 40 billion records, and 60 billion records. Sir, billion records. It's just 1 lakh records, sir. Okay, in real world, you will see such kind of huge data. And I was handled only one time. One database size is 30 terabytes. Okay, sir, 30 TB, sir. One database size is. Oh my God.
Um, was that in SQL? I mean, on SQL Server?
SQL, SQL.
Okay.
When I
Okay.
was working with the Microsoft client, and that customer is from Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi. Okay, they
Mm-hmm.
created a case to the Microsoft, and we been discussed with that customer. I also got shocked. Oh my God, 630 terabytes is not easy, sir, to handle. 4 terabytes is 5 terabytes. Okay, I can agree. Six, okay, seven, okay, eight,
Yeah,
nine.
30
Oh my
is
God,
very
10
huge.
gone. Okay,
Just
but
curious
in
to
my
know the configuration of server. I mean,
I because we was Microsoft, right? I cannot go and dig all this. Okay, yeah. Because what is the issue? I will try to fix their environment. I not
yeah,
get that option. That's what. Only
mm,
once I saw
mm,
the database, I also got shocked because I they rebooted the server and DB went into the recovery pendings. I told them, okay, hold on, ma'am. Definitely, it will take a lot of time because it's been 30 terabytes. Maybe you suddenly restarted the server. You should wait. Apart from nothing else we can do here. Yeah, to take the backup itself, it will take one day. I hope, sir, based on the network speed. Okay, and to restore, then gone only. Like that, sir. No worries. We are going to discuss again in detailed way in the coming session, sir. Yeah, okay. Hope you understand, sir. Optimizer will prepare the plans and it will choose the best plan, sir. See, optimizer is the cost-based process where the optimizer choose the least cost plan. What is mean by cost, Subbu, means memory, CPU, and IO. From our point of view, money is the cost, sir. From SQL point of view, CPU, memory, IO is the cost. Make a sense, everyone?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. Next is, sir, once your optimizer prepares the plan, once your optimizer prepares the plan, okay, sir, 1 second, just okay, okay, it's got disconnected, no problem. Sir, once optimizer will prepares the plan, that plan will go to the executor. Next component is executor, sir. Next component is executor. Once it go to the executor, again one small remember, sir. In relational engine, there is no data. There is no data. So there is no data, sir. So executor need to execute that plan, right? But currently there is no data in the relational engine. What executor will do? Executor will send a request to the access method. Will send request to the access method. Executor will send request to the access method, sir, because executor doesn't maintain any data. Relational engine doesn't maintain any data. So executor sends a request to the access method. Executor sends request to the access method. Now, now what will happen, sir? Sir, this all components is nothing but storage engine. Okay, now you got a request, executor sends request to the access method. So this is the request came from the user, can you please provide the data, or can you please load the data? Either load the data or provide the data. So executor will sends request to the access method. Now access method is one of the major component in the storage engine, because see, storage engine contains the physical database architecture along with the access of buffer manager, sir. Means that's what, sir, see, when I go and take my laptop, when I go and take my laptop, in my laptop I'm having two disks, sir. One is C drive, D drive. Okay, and one more is available, that is nothing but memory. Memory. Okay, this is storage. Memory is nothing but RAM. Memory is nothing but RAM, sir. Your storage engine will talk to both storage, RAM. Storage, RAM, sir. Our storage engine will talk to our storage engine will talk to our disk, sir. Along with it will also talk to buffer is nothing but RAM. Buffer is nothing but RAM, sir. Okay, no worries, no problem, sir. We yet to discuss lot, I told you, right? So let me close this one, sir. Sir, shit, let me open, sir. Sir, this is a user which is performing a select statement. Now for this select statement, its syntax is done, everything is done. It prepares the plan. It will go to the executor. Executor will send request to the access method. Access method. Sir, access method contains multiple APIs. APIs. APIs is nothing but application programming interface. Application programming interface. So access method contains multiple APIs, application programming interface, which can be understandable what kind of statement it is. What kind of statement is, whether it is select statement, whether it is insert statement, whether it is update statement, whether it is delete statement. Your access method contains understand what kind of statement received from the executor, received from the executor, that can be easily understandable, sir, with this APIs. Now what will happen? Your access method is not maintaining data, sir. Your access method not maintaining data. So access method will send request to the buffer. Buffer is nothing but RAM. Buffer is nothing but RAM, sir. Buffer is nothing but RAM, nothing but memory, sir. Okay, so in the buffer there will be a lot of caches are available: data cache, plan cache, log cache, log cache. So there are lot of caches are available. So data cache, okay, plan cache, okay, log cache, and log cache. Lot of caches are available. Uh, for your understanding, I can give you one example, sir. When you go to the bank, when you go to the bank, there will be main locker will be available, and every accountant will maintain the small cache. Will you agree or not? Will you agree or not, sir? Yes or no? Come on, online people.
Didn't get the question, Subbu. Can you please repeat
Yes,
this?
yes, sir. When you go to the bank, when you go to the bank,
Hmm.
in the bank there will be main locker. Agree or not?
Hmm.
Every bank will maintain their own main locker. Also, when you go to the accountant, when you go to the
Hmm.
accountant to deposit the cash or to withdraw the cash, they will maintain the small caches. Will you agree or not agree?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yes or no? Right. That is what, sir. Okay. Is buffer is nothing but cache. Buffer is nothing but cache. Make a sense?
Mm-hmm.
I hope you understand now.
Yeah. Yeah. Just a small request. Possible we can take a 3-4 minutes break. I mean, everybody can
Only
get up
one
and then
second, sir.
come back.
Only one
Yeah.
second.
Sure.
Okay,
Sure.
sir. Once your request will come to the once your request will come to the buffer manager, sir. This is your entire buffer manager. For your example, I am telling buffer is nothing but RAM, sir. Buffer is nothing but RAM. So once it enter into the buffer manager, so it will verify any data is available in the data cache. Currently there is no data. Currently your data cache is empty, sir. Currently your data cache is empty. Now what will happen? Your data cache will send request to the database. Nothing but your disk where physically data is storing. Where
Mm-hmm.
physically data storing, sir. So it will go to the disk and it will get the data. It will store in the cache and it will send data to the user. That is what
Mm-hmm.
happening in the backend, sir.
Okay.
Make it sense?
Hmm.
Sir,
Yeah.
again, tomorrow you will get more clarifier, sir. Just hold for one day.
We'll we'll discuss this buffer pool in detail, right? I mean, this is just like top view that you are giving to us.
Really, sir? Oh, a
Hmm.
lot. You will become more
Okay. Okay.
stronger. Advanced
Hmm.
level. Advanced level. But tomorrow you will become a little bit stronger, sir. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
Subbu sir, you were telling, okay, I can agree with you how it is moving the data. That's what tomorrow you will get clarified. Like checkpoint, lazy rater,
Yeah.
dirty page, clean page, wall concept. This all will are core internals, sir. Again, there
Mm.
is no
Yeah.
other option, sir. You should prepare.
Yeah.
Sir, someone asked me, Subbu, any coding is available in SQL? There is no coding, sir, but theoretical lot. That
Yeah.
theoretical I wanted to explain you, sir. Uh,
I mean, this is something which major parts gets missed. I mean, most of us are working on a SQL, but uh, how it is working at the background, it's like it's always into bits and pieces to know, which is known to us. So
exactly,
it's
sir.
good we are accumulating over here, right? That's it.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Just break.
Mhm.
Take break for 5 minutes, sir. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Don't know. Just take break for 10 minutes. Okay. We'll catch up at
Okay.
9:20. Yeah.
9:20, right? Okay.
Yes.
Bye bye. Thank you.
Okay. So see. So that is how internally SQL is performing under the storage engine. Means once executor will send request to the access method, access method will contains the multiple APIs, application programming interface, which can understandable by the SQL Server, whether you are performing what kind of statement, whether you are wanted to read the data, whether you wanted to update the data or delete the data, right? Will perform different activities, right? So that can be easily understandable by the access method. Based on that, it will go to the data cache. It will verify any data is available in the data cache. If yes, sir, now you need to understood one more. So if I am performing same select statement next time, immediately means first it will do all these checks, and your access method go to the data cache, and it will get the data from the data cache itself. It won't go to the again DB again it will won't go to the physically, because the data which you want to read, it's already available in the data cache. That is one advantage, sir, because SQL mostly prefer to keep everything in the data in the memory, because memory is much faster when you compare with the disk. When you compare with the disk, like it can be SSD or it can be HDD. Okay, so memory will be much faster. So what SQL is doing every time, SQL will do every data in the buffer, so that the data retrieval, data modification will be bit faster when you compare with the disk level. Make a sense? Yes, sir. Everyone?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, let me go to the slide. So tomorrow you will get more clear, sir, how it is moving. Okay. See, here I explain same thing, whatever been explained. Okay. Okay. Storage engine contains the physical database architecture along with the access to the buffer manager. Means storage engine will talk to physical data, as well as it will also talk to buffer manager, which is nothing but RAM. A storage engine is responsible for physical data storing and accessing as when it needed. Storage engine having its own responsibility. Whenever we need, it will talk to both. Okay. See, physical database architecture is described of how actual data is stored in the SQL. So that's what next slide I'm going to explain. Okay, how in SQL data is storing. How in SQL data is storing. That is what very important, sir. So when you go to the storage part, okay, how data been storing in SQL Server, we are going to discuss in the next slide. Okay, just hold on, sir. So to understand these 2 points, just hold for a while. Sir, access method, right? I told you, right? It acts as the interface between the query executor and buffer manager and transaction logs. It acts as a mediator, sir. It acts as a mediator between your executor, means your relational engine, your storage engine, and your physical disk as well. Access method itself does not do anything execution. It never perform anything, sir. The first action is determine whether the query is select statement or query is non-select statement. Today we discussed about the select statement, right? So access method will go to the data cache. It will verify whether data is available or not. If once data is available, it will get the data from the data cache. If not available, it will get the data from the physically and copy to the data cache, and it will send to the user, right? Tomorrow we are going to explain about non-select statement. Tomorrow we are going to explain non-select statement means inserts, update, delete, create, alter, such kind of statements. Technically we'll call it as a non-select statement. Okay, whenever you are trying to insert the data, how SQL server will act. Whenever you are updating the data, how SQL server will act. Okay, that is what very important, sir. Okay, because throughout the global, everyone is doing four commands. What are the four commands, sir? They are trying to insert the data, they are going to update the data, they are going to delete the data, they are going to read the data. So read, we already explained just now, means whenever you perform select statement, access method will go to the data cache and verify. If not, it will get. Okay, then whenever you are performing insert or update or delete, how SQL server will act internally, that we are going to discuss tomorrow. Make a sense, sir? Yes, online people.
Yes, sir.
Yes, that
Yes, sir.
yeah.
Mm, yeah, yeah.
No, sir. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So that is what I explained here also clearly, sir. Okay. Storage engine contains the physical data architecture along with the access method. Okay. So buffer manager is nothing but RAM, sir. Entire storage engine, the major component is buffer manager. Buffer manager is nothing but RAM. RAM, sir, where we are going to discuss a lot in the memory architecture. Where we are going to discuss lot in the memory architecture, sir. Memory is the one of the major activity to understand very deeper, sir. Because whatever the people who are working or starting the career, uh, if you discuss memory in the traditional way, that is again wrong approach, sir. Memory is something different troubleshoot. When we go for memory troubleshoot, something different we should learn about the memory, because memory is the one of the heart for entire SQL server, because SQL allows memory to spin the data, because memory is much faster than disk, right? So buffer manager is nothing but your RAM. Your RAM is nothing but memory, sir. Okay, entire all this we are going to discuss in deeper and deeper in the coming slides. Okay, so I already shown you, we already having a separate document. Okay, so which I'm trying to explain very core part, and I will share this document to you as well, sir. No need to prepare anything. Okay, so here I already prepare about memory internals. Okay, so only memory, sir. Okay, I yet to explain all these concepts. Not only this one, there is one more lot much of data is there, but this is again core internals. Nikhil, I hope Nikhil asked about what is page life expectancy. Sir, before you go for life expectancy, these are all the parameters we need to see. What is the working set trimming? What is the committed set? What is the working set? What is locked page memory model, large page memory model, conventional model? All these are very important, sir, to understand
Mhm.
very deeper in memory. Make a sense?
Ah,
Yep.
yeah. Mm.
Yeah. So that is what advanced levels are. Okay. If we discussing starting level, first time who are learning SQL, they will go mad only, sir. Seriously. Okay. For that reason, I made as a L1, L2, and L3. Main that is the one reason, sir. Okay. L3 you will become more confidence in SQL. More confidence. Okay, I was so good now in the SQL. At least 80 to 90% I was so good. And that 10% even no one knows, sir. Okay, so buffer manager is the one of the major component in entire storage engine, where your queries are processing, transactions are processing, securing your data, everything's are. Buffer will contain the cache. Buffer will contain the cache. Means once you restart the server, your buffer will completely erased, and it will again create freshly. Again it will create freshly. Entire caches will be released, sir, when you restart the your VMs. Make a sense? Yep.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep. Now, sir, let me open the paint. Okay, let me open the paint, sir. Now, sir, basically, sir, when you connect to the SQL server, when you connect to the SQL server, what exactly we are doing, sir? Actually, sir, we are just creating a database. We are creating a database, batch 35. I am creating a database name called batch 35. Okay, I created a database called batch 35. When we create a database called batch 35, what is happening internally, sir? Miss, 1 second, sir. 1 second. One second. Okay, my baby is crying. Yeah, sir. When you create a database, what exactly means? Now developers done, sir. Actually, application team done. They will store their data into the batch 35. They will store data into the batch 35, sir. They will store our data in the batch 35. Means your name, your mobile number, your email address, your address. Okay, street 1, street 2, pin code, a state, country, everything, that raw data will be stored in the database. That is what actual work, sir. We should protect the databases. We should protect the data. You should protect the databases. You should protect the data, sir. What DBA work means, that is what DBA work, sir. Application team will connect, will as a database administrator, will install the SQL server, will create the database, and will grant the permission to the application team. Application team will start inserting the data, creating the data, altering the data, dropping the data, reading the data, whatever they want, sir. That can be any data. That can be any data, sir. Make a note. Make a note, sir. So now, sir. So database is the one of the major component here now. So when you create a database, sir, when you create a database, so when you create a database, two files will be created defaultly. What will happen, sir, when you create a database? Two files will be created. You can go and verify, sir. You can go and verify. So when I go to the SQL, when I go to the here, when I go to the data, there will be two files will be created. Sorry, one second. At Windows 11, one second, sir. Let me go to securities. Let me go here. Let me continue. Let me add. Let me, sir, one second. Let me grant the permission to my user, sir. Apart from nothing else, I'm doing okay. Now I can open. See, when you open this here, so just now I created a database, right, sir? Batch 35. So two files will be created. So these two files are primary data file, transaction log file. When you create a database, by default, two files will be created. One is .mdf file, one is .ldf file. One is .mdf file, one is .ldf file. Two files will be created, sir. Make a sense? Online people. So here itself I'm displaying same thing, sir. When we create a database, okay, when we create a database, okay, database is nothing but collection of data stored or organized, where we can manage and access data easily. Means database is nothing but collection of data which is arranged properly, where you can retrieve, where you can access very easily, where you can also modify very easily, sir. When you create a database, two files will be created. One is .mdf file, one is .ldf file. One is .mdf file, one is .ldf file. Two files will be created. And if you want, you can create n number of files, sir. That files are nothing but .ndf files. .ndf files, sir. .ndf files. Secondary data files, sir. Okay. Secondary data files. Then you may ask one question, sir, what is MDF? What is LDF? Sir, MDF stands for master data file or primary data file, sir. You can call it as a master data file or primary data file, which contains actual data. Make a note, sir. your MDF file contains actual data. Whatever you are inserting or updating or deleting, whatever, sir, your MDF file will maintain the actual data. Complete your data will be maintained in the MDF file. Completely your data will be maintained in the MDF file. And sir, assume uh, assume a simple logic, sir. Sir, if I create a Word document for your better understanding, if I create a Word document, where is Word? Word document, sir? Like batch 35. Batch 35. I created a Word document. Sir, what is the size of this document, sir? Now, what is the size of this document? What is the size, sir? 0 byte.
0 byte.
Because nothing is there. Now, what you will do? Let me do one thing, sir. Okay. Let me copy some data. Let me copy some data, sir. Any data, that can be any data, sir. Now let's start inserting the data into the Word document. Paste. Okay, now let's start inserting some data. Let's just save, sir. Save it. Now what is the size of this document? Go and verify, sir, once. See, now you will see some size like same, sir. If you keep on inserting the data, what will happen? Your MDF file is keep on growing until your disk got full. Your MDF will also get full. Will you agree or not agree, sir? Will you agree or not agree? Sir, in such cases, we'll create one more NDF file, sir. So, when I will create one more NDF file means, in case your MDF is completely filled, there is no space in the disk. In such case, you will create one more NDF file. NDF file is also data file only, sir, which will store only data, actual data, which will store actual data. That is the one of the reasons, sir. Your MDF file got full. Your MDF file got full, and you don't have space in the disk. So we are going to create one more NDF file where space is available. That is the one thing. So no worries. I am going to show you all in practical after our installation. Okay, again you will get all these concepts once you complete the SQL installation, sir, most probably Thursday. Okay, that is the NDF file, sir. One more scenario also, sir, I can explain. Sir, if you are keeping everything in one file, what will happen, sir? It will impact the performance, right? Yes or no, online people?
Yes, Subbu. Yes, Subbu.
Yes. So to improve the performance, I can do the partition. I can do the partition. Each partition I can go to the different files instead of keeping in the single file. Okay, that is also one of the scenarios, sir. Why I will create NDF files means, to improve the performance of huge databases, I will create the NDF files. Or if you don't have the space on the current disk, current file, I can create the one more file in the different drives. Make a sense? Make a sense, sir?
Yeah, yeah.
That is, sir. Now, what is
Yes,
a
sir.
log file? What is a log file, sir? LDF. Sir, LDF stands for log file. LD, you can also call it as a transaction log file, or you can call it as a log file, sir. You can call it as a transaction log file, or you can call it as a log file. Sir, what exactly the log file is doing means, all the change related information will be logged in the log file. Means whatever the changes you are performing, whatever the changes you are performing in the buffer, whatever the changes you are performing in the buffer, okay, all the changes you cannot directly move to the MDF file. All the changes that must and should make entry in the log file before it move to the MDF file. That is the concepts our Microsoft came up. Log file is nothing but change related information. All the changes you've been performing, all the changes first it will make entry in the log file. Make a note, sir. Okay. So every database, at least one MDF file, one LDF file, sir. You can create as many as sir you want. Either you can create NDF files, you can create also LDF files as much as you can. Hope you understand, sir. Yes? No?
Yes, sir.
Sagar, Vijay, Nikhil, Mahindra.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are good. Yeah, we are good. Super.
Yeah. So let me stop it here, sir. Okay. I don't want such more everyone on the day one itself. Like as I told you, right, there is no demo concept, sir. We are going for actual codes only.